Information on the scandal rocking the Department of Veterans Affairs. In just a matter of hours, a House committee is holding a hearing on the backlog of veterans' disability claims. Last year, the VA reduced a large percentage of those delayed compensation cases, but written testimony for today's hearing says it's taken many wrong steps in processing those claims. Special report anchor Bret Baier is live in Washington with more. This VA scandal just keeps going on and on. Another hearing on the dock on Capitol Hill, Bret. According to this USA Today story, the agency has done better, maybe picked up the pace in processing some of these backlogs of claims, but they've done so at the expense of claims that were on appeal. Those seem to be going nowhere.
Well, that's right, John. I mean, obviously the VA, we've been talking a lot about the wait times at these hospitals and what exactly that meant, and fraudulent lists. This deals with the compensation, something that dealing with these benefits claims that the administration has been touting has been a real success story. Now, this Inspector General report, the written testimony, says that that success story has been overstated, dramatically so. And while there has been some success, it has been overstated, according to the Inspector General, and that other claims are still on the way back burner, and that these appeals for benefit compensation have been pending for a long, long time. I think you're going to see a lot of fireworks, not just on the treatment of veterans, but also on this compensation benefits situation and what the VA is doing about it.
Right, because the Veterans Affairs Committee is going to be holding that hearing tonight, the one that I mentioned earlier. Apparently, one of the problems is not just with health care, but it's just the overall benefits that are owed to, troops coming out of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. They're coming back. They are owed certain kinds of compensation, and the VA simply can't handle it.
Well, it's a massive, massive thing. This $73 billion this year alone on this. It's essentially half of the Veterans Affairs agency, the department's budget. And it's getting backlogged. It has been backlogged. They said they cut it more than half of the backlog, but this Inspector General report says that's a little bit over ambitious as far as how they're dealing with all this benefit, these claims. And, you're going to hear testimony about specifics, about people who have been waiting X number of days for benefits that just have been lost in the system.
Yeah. As the father of a soldier who fought in Afghanistan and the brother of a soldier who fought in Vietnam, I don't want to take anything away from our troops, obviously, but apparently one of the problems is that some of the folks are being paid benefits that they actually aren't entitled to, either because they're collecting veterans benefits as well as collecting reservist benefits, that kind of thing. A lot of these claims apparently that are being evaluated are actually being overpaid. How do they get to the bottom of that?
Well, I mean, there are three words in Washington that are very, very popular for a number of different agencies: waste, fraud, and abuse. And it is all over this city, and every department deals with it, and every lawmaker says, let's cut waste, fraud, and abuse.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, there are hundreds of millions of dollars that are being paid that shouldn't be paid, and the Inspector General is looking at that as well.
And is that something that the agency is going to be able to wrap its arms around, or is that sort of low on the priority list, do you think?
The VA's got a lot of issues right now,
yeah,
and finding that is probably low on the priority list.
All right, we'll let you go find some of it, Bret. We'll be seeing you on Special Report this evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks,
Bret Baier.